Blog Talk Radio.
Oh. Hey, they'll have a recording of it. No, they won't have a recording of it. There's a lot of things that's going on right now, and I got excited and screwed up and did not turn off the mute button on this. Well, okay. Skeins, yeah, well, it'd be discussed all you want. The problem is not, it's a lack of enforcement primarily. There is a huge amount of things about to come about. If it don't, is the Civil War in D.C. going to end without gunfire? Good question, Roger. Lock and load. Be ready. Okay, if you don't got a gun, get one. You can get them pretty cheap, $100, $50 to $100, and yeah, they'll shoot good enough to stop somebody. Interesting meeting the other night. 6-foot cockroach-looking being. Yeah, Barbara, there are enough insectoid types out there to really torque some people's screws. I mean, what are you going to do when you run up against a 6-foot cockroach or a big praying mantis? Okay, hopefully they're in a good mood and they're nice people like the one you met. We'll be able to keep the homes we currently own when we transition. Yes, McLean, that's not going to be changed. Can't be. If 2.5-year-old is pointing and saying, scared, monster, numerous times in the past few weeks, what might they be seeing? Something that don't look human. All right, McLean, it's not real difficult. Children have the capability of insight that we lose or give up or put back in a basket somewhere, and that's part of the problem. Color of the monster was it's green. Okay, we'll be seeing visiting friends from upstairs probably. You don't sense any danger. How to handle it? Well, tell your kid that it ain't a monster, that it's a friendly, and go from there. You live in a condo with mechanical or structural issues in common areas. Do those remain upon transition? They'll be resolved, Carolyn. Will there be any safeguards for people who are in hospitals? Yes. You're going to love this one. ET has a large number of healing computers, just like the ones Neil is advocating, and they do work. There's a website that charges you to use their stuff. If you got brain cancer, you want to get rid of it, it'll do it. Everything in there is covered just about. So what you got to do is look at hospitals are in this year under economic collapse as far as food, water, and electric power be out everywhere. No, Charles, we got people to jump in and take care of handling the management of waste treatment, along with all of the other utilities that we're used to. Now, the interesting part about hospitals and nursing homes is that people will be rehabilitated. So, very simple. The fun and games of this is very, very easily found if you understand what I've stipulated in the past. Our good health and the process of restoring our lifespan to what it's supposed to be very simply negates the need for nursing homes and hospitals. The restoration of an individual to a younger age because of the expansion or longevity of the lifespan precludes needing to be watched after, watched over. Now, one of the things that happens during this healing is that you are restored to a point where, until it's time to go, you don't have anything to worry about. Civil War sounds crazy. How about Federal Corrections Agency or something like that? Everyone wears nice suits and a well-funded organization with good public image. No, I'm sorry, David, that's not exactly the way it is. It is in some places, but it's becoming more rare as privatization has been taking over the prisons or corrections. And what's going on with that right now is that the states are negating the contracts they've made with people that don't do the job. Real simple. So the things are looking to improve. Kind of a couple of shows back, we said that people would be living in subdivisions for the most part, or if you had land, subdivisions would be built on your land. People would be condensed into a smaller area. No, not exactly. That's up to the person who owns the land. You're not going to lose your property rights and your decision capability in terms of that. All right, subdivisions. Yeah, well, you're going to have a lot of people come out of the high-rise and apartment complexes and go into. We've got the capability of about 2 million people being put into empty subdivisions out west right now. So we may not have to build a whole lot more. I don't think we will. But condensed into a smaller area, well, no, they're going to be condensed into basically an area where they have access to land and they can grow a little food. Or, and you know, some people don't hate gardening. Well, fine, that's what the replicator's for. If you don't want to do it, design was invented by the people and the control of the people to be easier. That's true. That's why it's being adjusted considerably. If you want to live in an apartment, or in a condo, in a high-rise, they'll let you do that. No problem. Okay, how will it differ in the future? Well, it does not sound like freedom to me. Just the same old control matrix. That's true. That was. At that point, that was a consideration being made, not something that had been decided upon. What has been decided upon is that it's up to the individual as to what they want, how they want to live. They want to live in a 20-story building, that's fine. The thing is that we need to get back to Mother Earth. And I'm not talking about just replicators. I'm talking about in terms of you don't need to forget mowing the grass. Plant a garden and take that garden and attach it to the wall of the apartment house and run it up the friggin' wall. Certain people, it's, you know, the person above you can pick tomatoes or whatever. The person below you is into the zucchini. I mean, but all attached to Mother Earth. Us older people, what'll happen to us older? Well, I'm older. Quit it. Linda, you know, we're 76. Okay, well, 70 between the ages of 65 and 100, you're going to have your energy, thought capability, functionality restored. That's what part of the transition is. The lifespan of 1,800 years on average for the individual is real. It's not a joke, and it ain't something I made up. This is what I was told by the people upstairs. I work with them, as you know. This is so zen-like. Really, Miles? I heard music and then nothing. Huh, that's interesting. No sound after the song. No sound. Yeah, well, I screwed up and left the mute button on. Let's play the impeachment game. Okay. Yes, I did, Davon. Just a glitch. I was hoping it was a glitch, but what high crimes and treasons was committed? None. It allowed the national leaders to communicate with one another. National leaders? No. National leaders are still communicating. What they're doing is they're using Absolute, a program and it's absolutely secure. They've had little black boxes that hook onto things, and the problem with what has gone on in the past is that you get people that can or have the capability of playing games with things. Okay, the caller, all right, this whistleblowing caller of the play. Oh, you should have heard the illegal horse hockey. Well, the transcript says otherwise. The president of the Ukraine says otherwise. I say the whistleblower is full of horse hockey, and so are the Democrats thinking they can impeach somebody when it didn't happen. Gone on hold for 2 minutes. My goodness. Democratic Party is running the offense in the NFL. Recognize it's just the same play run to the different side of the line, and I mean exactly the same play once again by, boy, those people are stupid. Yes, they are. Stupid is as stupid does. The question is not stupid, Miles. Stupidity, I would say it's idiocy. That it means that you are uninstructed, okay? You want to take this a step further, the people, I ain't going to put up with that. You got mail, huh? Yeah. Anyway, the interesting part about this is very simple. Nobody who has any sense, and I'm talking about all of the moderate Democrats in the House of Representatives, okay, you don't understand part of what's going on with that. And part of what's going on with that is that they're not willing to comply. That's why there's been no vote. Right now it's 50-50. Basically, as I hear it, greater than that to our good side. Now, you think about that very carefully. What that means literally is that the moderate Democrats are not willing to play the game. Pelosi called it because she was told to. That's right. She's got a handler and all that. Well, fun and games are something that are a part of politics. There's limitations on that, and these people are over the top. So, what do you do at that point? What do you do? What happened to the sound? I fixed it. Joe and Hunter, we just biding their time. You wait until this starts coming out. Just wait until it starts coming out, Miles. This is not going to be something that's pretty. Realize that what the Democrats are doing is called projection. Do you realize that it's called insurgency under the federal laws that govern these things? Where the Democrats just spend some channel in our president, look backwards to where the shining light is coming from. Yeah, those are the real. Well, yeah, but here's the deal. What you got to do, or what has to be done, is simple. They have to be taken to task. This can't be allowed to be let go. They don't get a pass. They get the full brunt of what they've done happening to them. That includes everybody involved. So think about that very carefully. And a lot of sounds came during the quietest of the times. Yeah, well. Anyway, the situation, according to what I've been hearing with people, is that this time they went too far. This time they have screwed up. This may be the end of the Democratic Party. So bear that in mind. If socialism was a beer, it'd have a head on it that's 9 feet tall and 2 inches of beer in the bottom. Yeah, well, okay. So anyway, here's the deal. Uh-oh, somebody is shooting, Roger's shooting somebody down. Well, I know a lot of people, if you have the right to burn my flag, then I got a right to kick your ass. Well, I like that, but I like the one that goes on a lot of vests I've seen, and it says, try and burn this one. You don't mess with a 400-pound another call is going to have sound. Yeah. It's a great day to whoop somebody's ass, Miles. Yeah, right. Okay. A great day. Yeah. I only show up in this group when there's a show on, because that's the way Miles is. Tim, I ain't worried about it. He just likes it. I think my dog's a Democrat. Yeah, he bit me the other day. I remember that one. Donald Trump unofficial campaign song. The Ballad of Donnie T. You guys are terrible, but it's warranted. What's really warranted is us picking up the gauntlet and running with it, taking the challenge that these people have laid down, telling us that we ain't squat. Deplorables. I mean, come on. Only Saturday day I'm off. There's no sound. I screwed it up. I think I screwed it up, but I ain't sure. Ballad of New Orleans. Yeah. I like the one about that stipulates, please, Mr. Custer, I don't want to go. See here. American Beautiful, you guys got a lot of songs out here. In the last conversation, Mother said she had a holographic vision of a snake with a crown on its head. Yeah, I know what that is. The snake identifies itself as Lucifer. That was a lie. Thank her for helping to raise collective frequencies through her show. Thanked. Lucifer told her he could not leave the planet until enough people woke up and raised their frequencies. Yeah, well, guess what? That's horse hockey. And you can have anybody that's really good can put out holographic images. American Truly, have you commented on last free? Heard you comment on last free that the next month will determine what spectrum of 4D we transition to, or something like that. No, not exactly. It's up to us to start cleaning up our nest. I get the feeling that people were waiting, everything ready to go, and they're waiting. And what they were waiting on was this horse hockey that the Democrats think they can run with. This, to me, is a precursor or prelude to the mass arrests. Why? Well, they start going through the list of people involved in this effort, and you're going to find that most of the people who have strenuously objected finding anything having to do with conservatism, or especially Trump, to be offensive to them, and they can't stand it. Well, hopefully your mind blows up, and we don't have to worry about you. The thing about it is that this is the sort of thing I heard they were waiting on. What that means, very simple, is that nobody, and I mean nobody, can come through unscathed. Doesn't matter who you are. It don't matter what your name is and all that. So the fun is not over yet. Now, a lot of people think that they're cool. Well, I will suggest that there are a lot of things going around that doesn't have anything to do with anything other than this. Yeah, well, what we've got here is a serious problem in terms of the people stipulating that we're putting you in office because we expect you to do certain things. Now that none of them have done any particular thing at all, my suggestion is maybe we need to replace them with Republicans who will. You don't have to. Oh, and you don't have to abide by specifications by any political party. Now, you need to think about this very simply. You want to put things in the light of rectification. I had stipulated reckoning on one show. This one is man-made. Most of our problems, and I do mean most of them, not like 99%, are our doing. Now, climate change, we can't do nothing about that. We don't have the technology. We do not have the connections with ET in order to subjugate it. It is a natural process that happens every now and then. So, what we're going to have to do is adapt, adjust, overcome. The Marine motto in Heartbreak Ridge, it's not difficult to get to where you need to be. All you got to do is put the effort forth to get there. That's all it is. All right. I have stipulated and covered enough stuff and screwed up the show badly enough that I'm going to say bye, y'all. Get her done.